Hey, I'm NichBoy and welcome to Pocket, and today I build a boat with these two hands, but mainly this one thumb, and sometimes this tapping finger. You Must Build a Boat is the sequel to 10 Million from 88 Games, a company that obviously doesn't care at all about branding. Now, I loved the first game, so I thought we'd dive in and take a look at the sequel. So if you haven't played the first game before, the basic premise is you're running across the top of the screen here. You want to be attacking the enemies that you encounter and sort of upgrading your abilities and stuff with each run. You don't want to get to the edge of the screen. The screen keeps moving even if you stop, so if you don't unlock this chest in time, like I'm definitely not going to, and you get bumped off the screen, that's the end of your run here. Oh, keys, 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 keys! There we go. Okay, so I want to damage this guy. So I'm gonna match my red staff tiles and just punch him in the face there. I don't know why I punched him as opposed to using magic, which is what you think a staff tile will do. The mechanic is obviously like match 3, but you can also match things while the tiles are still reordering themselves. So while something sort of matches up and starts falling down, you can then move things and put new things into position to sort of line up there. I need to unlock this chest, so let's drag the keys. It's weird, all these games are really simple, like all these sort of match 3 mechanics. They're in so many games, but every game does match 3 just slightly differently, and it always takes me forever to wrap my head around what kind of match 3 we're playing here. Here I can move whole rows and columns as far as I want. It's not just swapping one brick. In Mario, Puzzles and Dragons, it's like moving one thing around the board as much as you want, and it moves everything else. In like Candy Crush, it's just crap. And so I'm constantly like getting overwhelmed by going, how am I supposed to be matching these three things again? You would think this mechanic would not give me so many problems. There's a chest. I need to unlock that chest. I don't have anything though. I've got nothing. There we go. Okay, finally. And now there's a snake. Sword. Sword in the snake's face. That didn't do it. How did the sword stabbing the snake's face not kill it? We win? Question mark? You can't lose in this game. Okay. All right, collect reward. This better be good. The reward is a small lizard man. I now own this man? Like a slave? Is this a slave game? I already have a boat. I'm in a boat. Why do I need to build another boat? He's got a stone fire at the bottom of that boat. That is not seaworthy at all. Okay, wake up. I seem to have a crew that consists of a lizard man, a zombie, and a mummy. And I am happy about it. Look at me dance. We must build a boat. A fabulous boat, by the looks of things. Okay, but I'm gonna go down to this dangerous flaming hunk of stone at the bottom of my boat, because this is where I get to upgrade my stuff. Maximum damage and critical chance, yes please. And upgraded. One of the nice things about you can build a boat over 10 million is that when you do your runs and you get new crew members, they come back to your boat and they start occupying new areas, and your boat sort of upgrades, you get more rooms, that sort of thing. And all of them have different roles to play. So one of them becomes like the smithy, then he can start upgrading things. One of them becomes the sort of like historian, and you use him as a sort of monster manual encyclopedia guy, which is actually really useful because in the first game, when you were fighting enemies, they had a few variations, but it was pretty much just minor tweaks to sort of, you know, the core group of enemies. Whereas in this one, all the enemies have different strengths and weaknesses which you need to play to. So if you go into a run with like a bunch of mummies, you need to know that those guys are vulnerable to flame because they're pretty much just like dusty old bones wrapped in bandages. And so you want to light those guys on fire as much as possible because that's going to kill them much faster than say like a physical attack. And so that historian guy is going to be very useful to you when you forget all this information. So it is an Egyptian setting. You're sort of, you know, in a pyramid on the Nile. There are 10 different locations as opposed to just sort of that one hallway from the first game. So there's lots of different places you can go. And there's like sea shanty boat songs and stuff that sort of play on your boat. What is this? A crate tile. Ooh, I can match crate tiles? Did that do anything? We'll never know. Okay, bows and arrows. Ooh. What happens if I just tap that? Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So these are like usable ability things that you don't need to match them, you just need to tap them, and they will do what they say. So that shot that guy. I win! I love the fact that even when you die, it goes, you win. I could have not done a single thing and died, and it would still go, you win! Use an item? Yes. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Oh! I get another person! Return home. Am I interested in upgrades? Sure. Okay, so up the top here, I've got coins, strength, brain, and what looks like cocaine. I don't know what that is. Is it salt? Is that an S? Brain tiles and brawn tiles you match in the game. So those are sort of like ones that don't seem to have an impact during your run, but they are basically like a currency that you would collect. So you want to be matching those as you go along so that you can upgrade things using that later on. Obviously at this early stage, my brain and brawn don't really mean anything. Let's go for another run. Right, so this is something new as well. There are modifiers in this game which basically add new sort of twist the gameplay. There's positive ones and negative ones. So there's positive ones like you get more gold, or you sort of get harder chests. Like here, I've got my negatives, I've got two negatives, hard chests and tough monsters. Great, so everything just got worse. But there are ones where it's like, you know, it takes less hits to kill things and that sort of thing. So you sort of roll the dice on what modifiers you're gonna get per run. I need to unlock it. Keys, 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 keys. Oh no, but I've got harder chests. Want it, key it, crate it, key it, key it. I don't want to kill a camel. Don't make me do it. Brain, you win. Remember how I said you win was nice because it was like, oh, that's nice, I win. I now see it as the game is mocking me. I see the words you win, I hear you lose. You suck. You couldn't even get past the second level. Collect rewards like a loser. Okay, so that's the first few levels of You Must Build a Boat, and the game's really fun. If you've played 10 Million before, you know exactly what to expect here, and there's nothing hugely different about it. There are nice tweaks and little adjustments here, but it feels like they've just simply refined the first game more, and having loved that first game, it's still a really fun thing to sort of pick up, you know, on the train or while you're watching TV or something. It's that kind of game, and it's great for this. And if you haven't played 10 Million before, then this is definitely the entry to that series for you. If you're into these sort of match 3 games, the style here is really basic, but the depth is huge, and that's what's really important here. This is a real game, as opposed to something like Candy Crush, which is just like a pokey simulator designed to take your money. So go for this one instead. All right, that's it for today's episode of Pocket Guys. NichBoy out.